Hello there folks, Armagets here, bringing you another video review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the Dragon Ball Z S.H. Figuarts Perfect Cell figure. He is a Tamashii Web exclusive. I'm pretty sure that he's the most recent figure to come out. I don't know, I got into these late, so I don't know if Gohan or Cell came out first. I'm not sure. Leave a comment, tell me which one. But he has very quickly become possibly my favorite Figuarts figure, and I'll get into the details why. Let's go ahead and scoot him to the side and take a look at the box. The box is very well done, like all the other boxes for the figures have done. I love it. It is the biggest box we've gotten so far, both height. I don't think it's maybe as wide as Goku's box, but it is really nice. I love the dotted picture of Cell here on the side. It says Perfect Cell. Cool picture here on the back. Ha and Vin. I don't know. I guess those are words that phrases that Cell said. Who knows? Here's a little story for Cell. It just talks about how he's got the cells of Piccolo, Goku, Vegeta, Frieza, King Cold. He's just everybody knows who Cell is. He's probably one of the more popular villains in the Dragon Ball Z line. So let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories that he comes with. And this bottom layer is for the Kamehameha wave, and I'll show that off a little bit later. But let me get the top blister off here. We'll go ahead and go through his accessories. He does have a pretty good accessory count with him, so that's always a positive. Get this out to the side. First up, we have some faces. He comes with 3 total faces. Here is a yelling, probably for the Kamehameha wave, looking straight ahead, and here is just a stern looking face, kind of a frowny face. And the one that's on him now is a smirky face, just kind of giving us a little smirk. That's my favorite one. In terms of hands, he comes with 2 fist hands, very nice looking. He comes with 2 Kamehameha blast hands. He comes with 2, I hate getting these hands out, 2 Ki blast hands. I just left the other one in there. And on his arms here, I've got kind of a specific pose to him. They're kind of, they're for his pose, and it's really one of my more favorite poses, but it's where he had his arms crossed, kind of like his little taunt pose a little bit, just how he gets ready. It's kind of like his fighting stance. And then the other accessories that he comes with is his crossed arms, which I've got on him now. And let me grab something else really quick. Alright. And the reason that I started the video off with his crossed arms is they are one solid piece, and they can be pretty challenging to get on him. You really have to kind of work and take a lot of stuff off to get them on him. So I wanted to start the video with them on, but let's go ahead and take a look at the figure itself. It's just an absolutely gorgeous figure. It's a little bit darker than like the green that they use is a little darker than what they would use on the show, but it looks good with them. It really does. This may be one of the most accurate Figuarts figures that we've seen so far. The cells here on his legs, I'm going to call them cells. I don't think that's what they're actually called, but the ridges, they're all ingrained, so you can feel them in there really nice. I love the color. Everything, you can see his tail back here. The wings are articulated. They're real nice and big. He's got so much articulation, and everything on this figure can move, just about. I mean, it really is one of the most articulated Figuarts that we've gotten so far. The head's on a really nice ball joint, and I mean, folks, tell me that doesn't look like, I mean, tell me that's just not a picture perfect Cell right there. I love that they added the crossed arms. You can't have Cell without crossed arms. So I mean, it looks really good, and it's blowing my mind how well it looks. They took the time. Now the face sculpt is really the only downside that I've got with it. His eyes are kind of big, and I don't know how well it's going to pick that up, but his pupils are kind of big, so they look a little funny at first, but it's a little bit better in hand. but overall, you know, with the accessory count that he's got and everything, he looks really good. Now, size comparison wise, he's a little too short. He's actually, I believe he's a little bit shorter than Piccolo, which is not right. He should be a good bit taller than Piccolo. But here I just happen to have Trunks handy, so we're gonna bring in Trunks, and you know, he's not that much taller than Trunks looking from head to head. Don't count his little top piece here, but he really should be way up here. I mean, he should be. Now, obviously, they're not gonna make a figure that big, but he still looks good. He still scales well enough standing next to some of the other folks that it doesn't bother you too bad. And overall, like I said, he really is rapidly becoming my favorite figure in the collection, just from pure posability and just the fun factor. Now, to change his heads is actually really easy. The ball joint on the head is very loose, so you don't really have to apply much force at all to take it off. You just take off his whole head and slide the face down, and that's how you replace the face. So we're gonna go ahead and put on his stern looking face, and we just slide it back up there, and boom, there we're done. And you just pop it back on. And let's go ahead and take off his crossed arms, and we're gonna put on his regular arms. I will put these crossed arms back on. I do like to leave them in the crossed arms pose. I just feel it's a little more authentic. And we're gonna put on his arms, and we're gonna leave the hands that's on him now. I like his kind of fighting stance pose. Now, you do want to be careful with the shoulder pads. It's almost better to take them off before you start trying to work the arms on, because you do have to, since you have to remove them at this joint, and you guys might not be familiar or have a lot of practice removing the whole arm of a figure, you do want to be kind of careful. So you might want to take the shoulder pads off, and maybe even the head off too, just to make sure you don't break it. It can. I'm actually going to take this one off. It's a little bit harder to get to. So we're just going to slide it back on, and you have to push pretty hard. I mean, take his head off too. You have to push pretty hard. Here we go. Slap his head back on, and then put this shoulder pad back on, and they just slide back on from the top. Little extra work than some people might be used to, but I think it's worth it. Price for this figure, he's not too bad yet. He's about 50 bucks, maybe a little more. Get him from Big Bad Toy Store, Amazon, and I think he's well worth it. He was a good buy for me. I really do like it. And we're gonna go ahead and just kind of position his arms a little bit here. If you remember, this is the pose he did right after he became perfect and was about to mess Vegeta up. Vegeta got all cocky, let him become perfect, and Cell's gonna show him why that was really not a very good idea. Some of the joints are a little loose, but you just get them the way you want them, and there we go. There we have him. And that looks good. You know, not my favorite pose. That's just the pose, and that's obviously just me doing it really quick. I'm really fidgety about my poses. I have to sit here and mess with them, get their feet just right, get their hands lined up just right. So that wouldn't be my final pose that I would display them in, but that's just something quick for you guys. Now, the other accessory that he comes with, which I absolutely love, is his Kamehameha Blast. And it comes in just a couple of pieces. You have the base here, and you just snap on the sides here, pegs on the stand, and slide it in, and then you take it looks just like the hook piece from a regular Tamashii stage, and then you have the actual blast effects, which weighs almost as much as the figure itself. So it's got some weight to it. And it looks really, really good. You can say all the funny, perverted comments you want, but it looks really nice. I don't have him in a Kamehameha pose right now, but let's see. What I've actually done is, since I like to leave Cell with his crossed arms, I've actually used the Gohan. I've used the Kamehameha wave with Gohan doing his one-handed Kamehameha. So that looks really good. I actually use the accessory for Gohan now. and I like it. So I'm glad that the last two figures have really, they've done a good job with the accessory count with them, and I'm really liking that. As for another small comparison, here he is next to the old Irwin Cell figure, about the same size. You can see the difference in color. This one is about the color that he looks like in the show, but that's a junk figure nowadays compared to this guy. So do I recommend him? Yeah, without a doubt. Pick him up as soon as you have some extra money. Pick him up. He should be on near the top of your list. He's very good. But that's about it, folks. This has been Armageddon with another video review, the Bandai S.H Figuarts Perfect Cell review. Thanks for watching.